8 stages that everyone go through when buying a home. In case a person is going to buy a home, particularly if it's his first, it's splendidly sensible to feel elated 1 minute, scared the following, furious, hesitant, and a ton more. To help enlighten him to what's in store, look at our manual for the different stages he'll encounter headed for owning some real estate. Godspeed. 1. Buyer can't discover what he need. Buyer have his heart set on a sprawling entryway patio, while his accomplice won't go to an open house without the guarantee of a completed storm cellar, leaving his home pursuit dead in the water. Cooperate with his accomplice or companion to build up a rundown of necessities and needs in his home inquiry. Put it down on paper to focus on it. Anticipate that rundown will develop as he sees distinctive homes. At the point when there is a contradiction between accomplices, life partners, allude to the rundown of goals that everybody consented to ahead of time. 2. Finally, buyer discover his fantasy house, at last. Buyer can't trust his good fortune. This home confirms about all the containers on his rundown. He had quantified, and his sectional will fit consummately in the lounge room. He knows precisely where he'll hang the level screen. Break out his appreciated tangle, he is prepared to move in. 3. Buyer can't quit discussing his fantasy house. Buyer had spent the previous 4 hours looking through the photographs he took of this grand abiding. Truth is told, he imparted them to everybody from his extraordinary Auntie Dolores to his pooch groomer. Everybody's psyched for him. He had just welcomed 75 of his closest and dearest to the housewarming party he can hardly wait to have. He understand he haven't had the home investigation yet or gotten endorsed for a home loan yet he is simply so gosh darn energized. 4. Buyer is having alarm assaults about the home examination. Termite harm to the ledge plate and sections on disintegrating footings are a portion of the things that are devastating him with a sleeping disorder as he anticipates the home examination. Experiencing home examinations is somewhat similar to a couple taking their first getaway together. Buyer learns things. The customers find the majority of the substances of the home and understand that they are buying the house regardless. As appalling as awful news can be, it's constantly better to know before he leave all necessary signatures. Discussing those immeasurably imperative reports. 5. Buyer is suffocating in printed material. Strains are mounting as he is compelled to scrutinize a pile of printed material thicker than War and Peace. He is likewise crossing his fingers that the financing comes through and those library books he lost in the late 1990s don't cause issues down the road for him. What number of connection had finished because of a low FICO score, he asks himself. Ideally, however, all goes well and he continues trudging forward to the following flawless stage. 6. Holy poop, this is costing buyer a fortune, with home investigation and review costs, title, examination, and money lenders beginning expenses, he may feel like he is discharging money. Shutting costs typically sum to 3% to 6% of the price tag. The best thing he can do is be readied. Gracious, and never buy anything, not in any case sustenance, until the end of time. 7. Buyer have frosty feet about the end. Buyer is going to take title and claim this thing. Imagine a scenario in which he lose his activity and can't make the installments. It turns out experiencing some kind of hysteria before shutting is typical. To remain quiet, going over his needs and needs list once more. Acknowledging the clear issues will enable him to recollect why he became hopelessly enamored with this house in any case. 8. Did buyer simply commit the greatest error of his life? What was buyer considering? He shouldn't possess a home. This is frenzy. Signal more temples wiping and hand-wringing. This is somewhat of an extent of the chilly feat. It's similarly as normal to have a reflexive instance of buyer's regret when he is plunking down so much cash. Yet, in the event that he have done his due perseverance, adhered to his rundown of non-negotiable, and opposed becoming involved with the warmth existing apart from everything else, odds are he will subside into his home fine and dandy. For free samples of probates, inherited, foreclosures, absentees, a landlord, vacant, code violations, evictions list, visit www.relsupermarket.com.